We're coming to you from Bobby Dodd Stadium on the campus of Georgia Tech with its postcard view of the downtown Atlanta skyline. And now we bring you the coin toss, and it's presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Georgia Tech is lined up for the opening kickoff. So here we go. He sends this one deep. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. Runs right for a nice gain.
Called a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Got an opening. He's at midfield, and down he goes at the 46-yard line.
Super effort by the tailback to pick up a nice gain and a first down. He's really a good-looking ball carrier.
And he throws it away. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. He gets hit out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Looks like someone got a head start on the line.
False start, offense.
They'll give this one another try after the flag.
And on third down, too. That's when you don't want those kind of things to happen.
Third down now, and they need to get it down to the 36. Caught him, but they're going to lose yards. He was tackled immediately, and they'll lose a yard there.
Not much going on there. Those kind of plays will not work against this defense. You can be sure of that.
Brown is back deep to return the punt. Little too much leg into that punt. They'll bring it out to the 20. They'll certainly need better production from this offense as the game goes on.
I'm sure the fans are thrilled to see their guys come up with an early stop in this game. Let's see if the offense can give them something else to get excited about now.
Gets out to around the 28.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
Caught, and he steps out of bounds. That was a 6-yard completion, and we'll have 1st and 10 coming up.
Short throws like this are very effective because they tend to wear down the defense over the course of a game, especially when they get you a first down and keep the offense on the field.
And the quarterback didn't waste any time getting rid of that one. He took the snap, and he threw it right out there.
That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oklahoma!
Brought down in the open field. Up the middle for a nice gain.
That's a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Graham comes away with 2 yards on the quarterback keeper.
We've watched this guy play, and over the course of his college career, he's made some spectacular tackles. Nice play.
It's third down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Well, they try to keep it on the ground for the first down.
You know, Brad, here the defense just steps up and makes a play, stopping them and bringing up 4th down.
Georgia Tech is looking to go up by 3. It's up. And it's no good. It lands short. Now they leave 3 points on the field there. No score here. I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation. He's on the run. Good outside run there.
With the run. Called a gain of 5 yards. That brings him 2nd and 5.
Quick throw, almost intercepted.
You like a team that's ready to defend the pass. It takes some preparation to get in the way of a pass like that.
From their own 44-yard line, it's 3rd down. Got it, complete, and he's out of bounds.
Called a gain of 18 yards. 1st down.
Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
Number 3 was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
He gets rid of this one. And here's another 3rd down. And he's knocked out immediately after the catch.
Called a gain of 22 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Brought down after a nice run up the middle.
Gain of 4 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 6.
And he's tackled at about the 11.
Gain of 1 yard. 3rd down.
Gets it out to his receiver, and he can't hang on.
Number 3, the intended receiver on the play. 4th down.
This isn't much more than an extra point. Duke could take the lead with this field goal. He gets it up, and it sails through the uprights.
And you got to think they're pretty happy with holding them to a field goal right there.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. Oliver from the 2. He makes it out to maybe the 23-yard line.
21 yards.
You never like to have to play from behind, but a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play. Up the middle. And he's taken down at about the 31.
Gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Now he tries to buy some time. Tackle made right around the 36-yard line. You can't design these kind of plays.
You really can't, Brad. That was just great instincts to know where the sticks were.
Brought down at the 45-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 1 yards. That brings up 2nd and 1.
He's taken down around the 44-yard line. And they were lucky that one didn't go for more.
They look like they've never defended the option before. The tailback had a ton of running room there.
And they got to him before he could get back to the line. Just nowhere for the ball carrier to go as the linebacker met him in the backfield.
Boy, what great play recognition by this linebacker. He saw the run was coming, and he just shot through the gap and made a great tackle.
It's 2nd and 11. Ball on the 46. Fires out to his wideout. And they make the stop at the 41-yard line.
Number 26 with the tackle at the 41-yard line. That makes it 3rd and 7.
It's a bad play overall by the offense. The quarterback's doing everything he can to be able to make the play work and try to execute. The problem is the offensive line did not do a good job protecting him. They're very fortunate that ball wasn't intercepted.
Georgia Tech can tie it up here with this kick. Kicks up, and it falls short. No good. Both squads are digging in now. Let's see what happens on this next drive. Duke holds a field goal lead. Makes it out to about the 49.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Grabs a pitch, looking for the corner. Gets out to around the 38.
You're always looking for ways to get your playmakers involved, whether it's handing it off or just throwing it to them.
He's tackled at the 40.
Takes him down behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 40. Tackle around the 24-yard line.
He gets another set of downs and, more importantly, opens up a whole host of play calling possibilities for the coaching staff.
There's a little bit of happy feet down there on the field. Let's get the call.
False start, offense.
You got to be careful to avoid these. Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
So the penalty will make it 1st and 15. Throws this one out to the left. He got a hand on it, but it's incomplete.
Number 3 was the intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Zips it to the tight end. He's out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Great. Picks him up 6 yards with a catch. Duke is up a field goal. Deep pass to the end zone.
The pass ball's incomplete. Calhoun was the intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up
So the kicking team is on the field. They'll try for 3. The kick is up, and it's through the uprights. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. He's to the 20, heading for the corner. And he's tackled at the 29. The Blue Devils are looking downright scary on defense so far, Herbie.
They are flying around as a group right now, completely aware of what this offense is trying to do and dismantling them every single time on every single play.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change your game plan. 2 yards there on the option keeper.
Call it a gain of 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8. Carries the ball. That's a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Check 4. Check it. Motion. Hey.
They'll bring him down at the 42. Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. And down he goes, right around the 48-yard line. They fake the handoff and complete the pass, good for 6 yards.
All it takes is a second on these play-action fakes to get the defense out of position. And that's how this tight end was able to get open and pick up some yards.
Strike to his receiver, no good. 3rd and 5. Ball on their own 48. Gets it out quickly, and he is drilled at the 49.
Why in the world would the offense run a route short of the first down? That just baffles me every time I see that.
Blackwell is the deep man awaiting the return. This punt bounces into the end zone, and this will be a touchback.
Every single time this offense has the ball, they're moving the football, but they're settling for field goals. And every time they settle for field goals, I've been watching the defense that they've been facing and watching how they run off the field to celebrate a job well done because they're not giving up touchdowns. That's a bad sign.
He delivers.
Boy, a golden opportunity missed by the defense. That was a sure interception only to be dropped.
2nd and 10. Ball on their own 20. Duke is up by 6. He makes his way to about the 28.
Call it a gain of 8 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
This game's already shaping up to be a good one as we head to the 2nd quarter. Duke's lead is 6. Set to resume action here in the 2nd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game. Got some open field. He's to the 40. Gains his way to the 49-yard line.
On the tackle. Gain of 3. 1st down.
There's a strike complete. That's a great tackle at the 46.
Good work here by the defense to keep him from making something more out of that play.
2nd and 6.
They'll knock him down for a loss. So we're looking at another 3rd down here. Fires across the middle. It's going the other way. Shakes off a tackle. He came up with a fantastic interception there.
Well, you know the quarterback is kicking himself for that one. He just made the wrong read.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 33. And they get nice yardage on that run.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Big opening. Nice run there as they work the outside.
That's a gain of 6 yards. 1st down.
There he goes. Runs it left for a decent gain.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
He makes it out to maybe the 46-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 2 yards. 3rd down.
Blue 14! Blue 14!
at the 43-yard line.
Gain of 3 yards. That makes it first and 10.
Pitch is out and the ball is up for grabs. Scooped up by the defense.
Number 54.
That's a pretty big mistake, and this offense will lose possession of the football.
Sloppy job by the ball carrier. First and foremost, you should always be concerned about the ball.
We'll have to see now how the offense responds this time after throwing a pick on their last drive.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't make changes after one play.
And he's tackled at about the 39-yard line.
First down.
Duke up 6. And he's hit before he can go anywhere. Fires out to his receiver.
Curry with the tackle at the 34-yard line. That brings him second and 5.
Looks left, picked off. And they'll return this one all the way. Touchdown, Tech. Here's the extra point that can give them the lead. And he tacks on the extra point. Georgia Tech ready to kick this one off. Sends it sailing downfield. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Brett, everywhere we go when we travel all over the country, people want to talk about offense. Oh, the spread or the pistol, and hurry up tempo offense and points. It's nice to watch a team that prides itself on playing great defense. And when it's all said and done, the teams that advance and get to the important bowl games and do well in the postseason are teams that have this kind of defense.
Nice run, and he's brought down.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it second and 4.
Grabs it and hammered right there. Just throws this one away. And they're going to have to bring on the punt team.
On third down, the defense was expecting the pass, and they defended the play very well in the secondary.
Brown is back deep to return. Makes it out to maybe the 40-yard line. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. Georgia Tech up a point. He's at midfield. Gains his way to the 46-yard line. And he throws it away. From the 46-yard line, it's second down.
This quarterback is tough as nails, Brad. He's going to sit in that pocket and give himself a chance. The only problem is, at some point, you've got to have a feel, almost that sixth sense on when to get out of there and avoid the pressure, or just to throw the ball before you get hit.
He makes it to the 45-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. Fourth down.
He's going to aim this one to the sideline, try to kick it out of bounds. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just one or two plays. Fires it out, and he hits him hard at the 31-yard line.
That's a gain of 11 on the play. That makes it first and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Run, 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 run.
He fights forward to about the 33.
Gain of 2 yards. That brings up second and 9.
Screen pass. He's got his halfback. They bring him down in the backfield.
That's a loss of 1 yard on the play.
And a quick throw. Well, he caught it, but it's almost no yards gained, and now it's 4th down.
Give props to the D here for coming up with a big stop on 3rd down.
Hubbard to punt. Tackle made at the 35-yard line. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. Georgia Tech is up 1. He makes it out to maybe the 36-yard line.
That's a gain of 1 on the play. That makes it second and 10. Was the intended receiver on the play. That brings up 3rd and 10.
From their own 36-yard line. 3rd down. In the shotgun and 5 wideouts. Throws a bullet. Found his man. To the 20. The 10. And he scores. Touchdown. He makes the PAT. A short 3-play, 64-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown. So the score now, 14-6. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just one or two plays. Fires it quickly. Oh, boy, almost intercepted.
You never know what will happen when the ball ricochets like that. Good effort by the defender.
From their own 25-yard line. 2nd down. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. He's taken down around the 34-yard line.
Thomas makes the tackle at the 34-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
Throws it in a hurry.
Call it a gain of 7 yards. First down.
Hey, check Mike 6, Mike 6.
He's tackled at the 48.
Jackson's in the tackle at the 48-yard line. First down.
They come out in a 5-wide set.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Check out. Disco Ranger. Disco Ranger.
Throws a strike over the middle.
Gain of 14 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Throws complete. He's got space to work. And he's taken down around the 25-yard line.
That's a gain of 9 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 1.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. The Blue Devils taking their first time out of the half. And this is the 8th play of the drive.
A quarterback's best friend is a receiver he can count on to catch the ball every time he drops back to pass.
Brought down at the 19-yard line. The halfback took the pitch but couldn't find any running lanes.
And there were no running lanes because this defense had so much penetration into the backfield. He would have been lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The 10. And they make the stop around the 10-yard line.
Gain of 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Passes to the back, incomplete. It's 4th down. This should be an easy field goal. There was some movement on the line.
False start. Offense.
Once you're set, you've got to stay that way. The slightest flinch is going to be enough to draw the flag.
Kicks up, and it is good. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Taken from the 3-yard line. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. The offense will come out again hoping to have similar results as their last drive.
So much of the passing game is about the timing between the quarterback and his wide receivers. And right now with this offense, they are in sync, and really the timing and execution is flawless.
From their own 21-yard line. 2nd down. He scrambles. And down he goes around the 30-yard line.
Call it a gain of 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Georgia Tech's going to have to use their 2nd time out of the half. Complete, brought down, nothing doing.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
He's in trouble. Tackle at the 49-yard line.
That's a gain of 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
And here's a quick throw. It's caught, 1st down, and he's out of bounds. They call it a catch, but the booth signaled down to the referee that they'd like to take another peek at this.
Man, as I see this play again, it really looks like he made the correct call on the field.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
The ruling on the field will stand. He caught it.
The only thing left to say about this play is that was an excellent catch.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line.
Check.
Quick pass, and he is drilled at the 27.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Caught, and he steps out of bounds. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. He's on the run, and he's sacked. He just blew past the blockers and dragged the quarterback down.
Boy, excellent play by the defense here. A few extra seconds, and those receivers might have been open.
He gets it up, and he splits the uprights. We've still got a half of football remaining. Georgia Tech's up by 8.
Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, David Pollack here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. We've been looking forward to this game all week, and it has lived up to billing. A close game. You feel like that it's going to be a great second half, and boy, we've got the perfect guys in the booth. What a reward today for Nessler and Herbstreit to get this game.
But you know, it's not a secret, Reese. They get the best game every week that we think's on the schedule, right? So they got this great. It's great. It's close. It's going back and forth. I mean, what a treat to watch one of the best games of the year just unfolding in front of us, and more importantly, to hear the silky smooth sounds of Kirk Herbstreit and Brad Nessler. Does it get any better?
David and I will be keeping an eye on your game and everything else going on in the country here in our palatial and comfortable surroundings in the studio. The best seat in the house belongs to Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit.
All right, Reese and David, thanks, guys. Second half action just about ready to start here. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. He's to the 20. They'll bring him down at the 24. It's going to be interesting to see how the action shakes out in this series. Georgia Tech holds an 8-point advantage. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now he's scrambling. Tackle made at about the 37-yard line.
That's a gain of 7 on the play. First down.
And he's level at the 40-yard line.
Call it a gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
He's going to try and scramble. He can run. He goes out of bounds around the 39-yard line. They come out in an empty backfield. They'll bring him down around the 37-yard line.
Call it a gain of 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8.
The quarterback in the gun, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation. They tried to get a head start there.
False start, offense.
It's so tough to move the ball forward. Even a 5-yard setback can do damage to a drive.
From the 42-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Set, blue 14.
Tackled after a decent pickup. Mason picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That'll make it 3rd and 9.
Set, Oklahoma. Bruin.
Here's a screen pass, gets it to the back, and he's tackled right around the 36-yard line. A yard, maybe 2 on the screen pass.
This was just a little dump-off pass to the halfback, but it was very well defended, keeping them from moving the ball very far downfield.
Georgia Tech can make this a 2-possession game with this field goal. It's up, and he didn't get all of it. It falls short. Not a very good attempt there for the sophomore kicker. So we'll change possession with a score, 17-9, Georgia Tech. This deficit can be easily overcome, sure, but they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt by their defense. Scrambling around, and they bring him down for a sack on the play.
Call it a loss of 3 yards on the play. That brings up 2nd and 13.
Defense looking for another sack here on this 2nd and 13 situation. Setting up blockers, a running back's got it on the screen. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 41.
Call it a gain of 8 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
He's taken down around the 47-yard line.
Number 3 brings him down at the 47-yard line. First down.
And he's going to be sacked. And they got him with a blitz.
Yeah, that time the pressure came from the safety position. Nobody picked him up, but he came up with a big-time play.
They find themselves in a hole here after that sack. It's 2nd and long. Falling back, complete. He's tackled at the 48-yard line.
That makes it 3rd and 15.
Trying to set up a little screen, gets it to his tailback, and he's taken down at the 48.
Thomas makes the tackle.
Trying to change the field position with his kick. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So now both teams come trotting back out onto the field. Georgia Tech up by 8. Gets it out quickly. He's out to the 30. He gets hit out of bounds at the 32.
Tell you, this guy has a pretty sure-handed weapon coming out of the backfield. And he showed some more good moves once he had the ball.
Caught. Big hit. He's going to lose yardage.
Number 42 takes him down for a loss behind the line at the 31-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Nice run, and he's brought down. So he holds on to it and gets a good 5 yards. He's scrambling. Brought down at about the 39-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play. That brings up 4th and 3.
Blackwell back to return it. He makes it out to maybe the 29-yard line. There's still plenty of time to keep running their offense as usual here. I don't think they need to feel any anxiety about trailing. There's a very impressive open field tackle.
Carpenter on the tackle at the 42-yard line. First down.
He makes his way to about the 45.
Gain of 12 on the play. First down.
Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
Calhoun, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 45.
Coach is going to have to be happy with that one. The defender was in the right position to make the play.
That brings us 3rd and 10.
He's got to throw it in a hurry. He wants it all. The defender had his hands on it, but it's incomplete.
Number 3 was the intended receiver on the play. That'll make it 4th and 10.
He's going to aim this one to the sideline, try to kick it out of bounds. This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. We're about set to start things up again. Georgia Tech is up by 8. He gets rid of this one. From their own 20-yard line. It's 2nd down. It's the tailback. And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
Gain of 7 on the play. That makes it 3rd and 3.
Makes it to the 37.
That's a gain of 10 on the play.
Now he tries to buy some time. And they make the stop at the 46-yard line.
That's a gain of 9 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 1.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Tries to pitch it, and now the ball is loose. Picks up the fumble. Inside the 30. He's finally tackled at the 17-yard line.
I tell you, when the option works, it can be beautiful to watch. But when it doesn't, it can go horribly wrong. Not a good result for the offense.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure. But they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on this series, the burden is going to be felt by their defense. Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Tackle after a decent run up the gut.
Call it a gain of 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
Nice run up the middle.
Gain of 6 yards. That makes it 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Blue Devils. Here we go. They'll try to tie it up right here with a 2-point conversion.
Don't say nothing.
He scrambled, and they won't get the 2. A 4-play, 17-yard drive, but the failed 2-point conversion keeps it a 6-point score. Looks like they're ready for the kick.
Oliver back to return.
Fielded at the 4. Whoa, he just took a licking. The Yellow Jackets fans have got to be going crazy. It looked like they had this one in hand or could put it out of reach, and they haven't been able to do it.
It's a tough game for the fans to watch because their team was so dominant early in the game, and now they've just gone cold, and they've allowed the opponent to get right back into this game. They better find something here to be able to try to get out of here with a win.
Gets to about the 27-yard line.
No gain on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Georgia Tech holds just a 2-point lead. He gets out to about the 37-yard line.
Gain of 10 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Gets out to around the 45.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
A little bit of happy feet down there on the field. Let's get the call.
False start, offense.
Once you're set, you've got to stay that way. The slightest flinch is going to be enough to draw the flag.
Second down and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Mason with the carry. That's a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Throws it in a hurry. He's pushed out of bounds. Right around the 50. And down he goes around the 46-yard line.
He just timed the snap count there and really made a nice play.
That makes it 2nd and 14.
2nd and 14. Ball on the 46-yard line. Empty backfield. Quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers. Flushed out, and he's going to get sacked.
Sacks the quarterback. That's a loss of 8 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. We head to the final quarter, and we've got a great game on our hands. The Yellow Jackets in front by 2. Great 3 quarters of action, tight ball game, and now it's the 4th quarter, and this will decide it. Georgia Tech is up 2. We might look back on this game when it's all over and say that's the point where they won the football game with that stop.
That makes it 4th and long.
Fourth and long here after the sack. Blackwell back deep to return. Booming kick. He makes it out to maybe the 36-yard line. And he was able to pick up some nice yards on the return. This is a pretty crucial series right here with things being so tight. Your best players have to step it up on both sides of the ball. Tackle around the 50-yard line.
Jackson's in the tackle at the 50-yard line. First down.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Oh, and he can't hang on. Huge drop there. That's what can happen when you run the same play.
Yeah, you need to be aware of that and try to mix things up to keep the defense off balance.
From the 50, 2nd down. He's on the run. Tackle made right around the 46-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
And he tackles him hard at the 41-yard line. Looks like they've decided to go for it here. Makes it out to about the 33.
Gain of 8 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Just throws this one away. It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 33. Throws it, watch out. Oh, almost pick.
You never know what will happen when the ball ricochets like that. Good effort by the defender.
Here's the 8th play of the series. Quick pass. They'll bring him down at the 11.
Makes the tackle. Called to be 22 yards. First down.
He makes it out to maybe the 10-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That brings up second and 9.
That's a great tackle at the 12-yard line. This is the 11th play of this drive. Slings it left, and he can't make the catch.
Number 3 was the intended receiver on the play.
They'll line up for the field goal, and this is nothing more than a chip shot. Kicks up, and it splits the uprights. Duke to kick. He's to the 20, heading for the corner. He's tackled at the 48-yard line.
Well, this is a very competitive game. Just when you think one team has gained the advantage or the momentum, the other team comes fighting back, and it's going back and forth. This is almost like a basketball game.
You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way. And he's tackled around the 39-yard line. Catches it, and he's immediately tackled behind the line.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. That brings up second and 13.
So it's second and 13. Ball on the 41. Inside give. Tackled outside after a nice pickup. Mason picks up 5 with the carry.
That makes it 3rd and 7.
And he's knocked out immediately after the catch. And they get nice yardage on that run.
That's a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up second and 3.
Gets to about the 17-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. That makes it 3rd and 3.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Set. Oklahoma. Switch.
That's a gain of 4 on the ball. That makes it 1st and 10.
Off-balance throw got him anywhere. He's taken down at the 7-yard line.
That's the 7-yard line. That'll make it second.
It's the 9th play of the drive. Touchdown, and now they're in front. And they're looking to get 2 points here. And they get the 2. Georgia Tech. Ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game. He throws right. He almost had it, but it's incomplete.
Number 6 was the intended receiver on the play.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down. Fires right side. Got his tailback. And he's taken down at the 32.
Jackson's on the tackle at the 32-yard line. Third down.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Switch.
Nice run there.
Smart call here to trust your line and the ball carrier to gain the yards they had to for the first down.
From their own 37-yard line. It's second down. On the pitch, look out, loose ball. As a man, he'll lose big yards.
That's a loss of 5 yards. That'll bring up 4th and 13.
Hubbard to punt. Brown fields it at the 24. They'll bring him down at the 36-yard line. There's a flag on the field, and I think I have a good feeling of what this might be.
Well, if you want to ruin a drive, just
down.
grab a hold of a defender's jersey.
From their own 26-yard line. First down. Just under 3 to go in regulation.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Brought down at the 39.
First down.
He might have a chance. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. Oh, and he had some steam on that throw.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
He's at the 30, makes it to the 24. So he keeps it, and he gets a big first down.
The quarterback made a very good decision here not to pitch. He saw a break in the defense and just hit it for a big gain.
And he hits him hard at the 24-yard line. Duke's going to have to use their second time out of the half. Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 24-yard line. Less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Tackled after a decent pickup. The Blue Devils, they're going to have to call their third and final timeout. And this play is number 8 on the drive. There's a strike complete. And they make the stop right around the 16-yard line.
1 yard. That'll make it 4th and 2.
4th down. They'll call on the field goal unit here. Looks like someone got a head start on the line.
False start, offense.
Maybe he got the cadence wrong coming out of the huddle. The coaches have a low threshold for mistakes like that.
It's 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field. They'll try for 3 points. The kick is up, and it sails through the uprights. Georgia Tech lines up for the kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. He's to the 20. And down he goes at the 27. I have a feeling we haven't seen the end of the fireworks today.
Well, now you've got to be thinking end zone on every play. You just don't have the time to do anything else.
Here comes the offense, hoping to erase the memory of the fumble on their last drive.
Sometimes when you lose the football, you start to focus a little bit more. So a turnover can actually work out in your favor.
He wants it all going long. Very good tackle in space.
That's just a great call by the coordinator there, going to the air on 1st down.
That makes it 1st and 10.
We have less than a minute to go. And he stops the clock with a spike.
Strikes the ball. That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 18-yard line.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Quick throw out to the receiver. What a play, and that is 1st and goal.
36, 36.
That makes it 1st and goal.
The spike will stop the clock.
That brings him 2nd and goal.
From the 5-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Mike 6. Mike 6.
Zings it over the middle. Touchdown. The draw within a field goal. He splits the uprights with the extra point. A 5-play, 73-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points.
Brad, how about the guys up front? The offensive line giving the quarterback plenty of time to be able to read the defense and make the right throw.
And he's taken down at the 43. I think the question right now is who's going to step up defensively.
It's just been so much offense here in this final stand. I just want to see somebody step up and be a leader to try to be able to secure a victory.
Late in the 4th quarter in a 1-possession game, and poise is what it's all about here. Who's going to have it and who won't? We should just see the quarterback take a knee right here, winding down the rest of this clock.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Go down, go down. 23 is the fight.
That's going to do it for this one. Our final score, Georgia Tech 28, Duke 25. So that wraps things up for us. For EA Sports and Kirk Herbstreit. I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you next time.